What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys a video. Today we're doing one of Goku's in Naruto Part 2. In the last episode, we covered the changes of Goku having swapped universes. It led to him being placed on Team 8 and becoming a very strong opponent, though Gaara did beat him. We left off with Goku beating Choji, and now we transition to the 1 month time skip. Goku would end up training with Asuma since he is able to better train Goku in his Nuobo. Slowly, Goku would recover and receive a Zenkai boost from his fight with Gaara, leading to a good amp in power. It leads to him actually meeting the people in Team 10 and getting along with them quite well, especially Choji, where Goku and Choji have eating contests until they become fat in a traditional anime sense. Seeing Goku in battle would really get to Ino as she begins to develop a crush on the monkey boy. When Choji goes in a hospital, Goku and Shikamaru would go and check up on Lee, since Goku wants to fight Lee as soon as possible. They bump into Naruto and the three all go where they catch Gaara. Gaara sees Goku and his bloodlust begins to further irradiate from his body. He'd leave by destroying the window and jumping out of it. Goku asks Naruto about his training and the duo decide to have a sparring match the day before the finals. With Naruto using shadow clones as well as tree and water walking, he begins to outnumber Goku and get some good hits on him. Since Goku has been training with his Nuobo as well as in taijutsu, he effortlessly takes down the clones. Naruto lands behind him though and holds a kunai to his neck. As Naruto begins to get cocky about his whim, his leg is grabbed and he sees a tail sprouting from Goku. Then Goku takes Naruto down with it. Naruto questions Goku about it and he just shrugs, saying it just grew the other day. However, he's gonna hide it for now and pull it out to surprise everyone. Disclaimer, never pull it out to surprise anyone. The day of the finals, Goku will be pitted up against Kankuro. However, like in canon, Kankuro forfeits, which upsets Goku. Gaara ends up fighting Sasuke, Kabuto puts people to sleep, and the Sand Trio flee. Since Goku doesn't have chakra, the Genjutsu doesn't affect him since it needs to mess with your chakra flow, and so he begins to follow them before anyone else does. As the Sand Trio begin to flee, Goku catches up to them before anyone else, shouting for them to stop. He grabs his Nuobo and attempts to hit Gaara, however Kankuro blocks it with a puppet. Kankuro tells his siblings to go ahead as he takes on Goku, which they agree to. They begin to leave, however Fireball Jutsu blocks their way. Sasuke lands next to Goku and the duo make a silent agreement to fight together. The duo begin battle against Temari and Kankuro, with Gaara taking a backseat for the time being. With Goku's strength, the puppets are very easy for him to fight. The weapons pose the only challenge to him, but with his Nuobo and his tail for extra attacking length and movement speed, he manages to destroy the puppets and knock Kankuro out with a rock paper scissors attack. Meanwhile, Sasuke also beats Temari since he is more skilled and fire release beats wind release 9 out of 10 times. Both the Son and the Uchiha turn towards Gaara, ready to easily beat him down, when Gaara's body rapidly shifts with sand, creating a claw and covering half his face. With a maniacal laughter, Gaara lunges at them, wanting to kill them. This is an uphill battle, and while the duo manage to hang in there for a good while, Gaara's strength seemingly keeps rising to a point where their already fatigued bodies just can't seem to handle it. In a last-ditch effort, Goku creates a ki blast in his hand and uses all his strength to blast Gaara's arm off. He does regrow it, however the bloodlust coming off of him after that is immeasurable. He approaches a fatigued and now beaten Goku and Sasuke, ready to kill them, but lucky enough, Naruto arrives. He uses shadow clones and kicks Gaara away, telling Sakura to help them. She nods and subsequently drags the duo away. The rest of the fight then goes the same, with Gaara getting the traditional Talk no Jutsu and turning to the side of good. After this, when Goku recovers, he'd get out of hospital and find Naruto. The blonde asks Goku how he managed to blow Gaara's arm off like that, having seen him while he was rushing towards him. Goku creates a ki blast in his hand and tells Naruto that this is it. He doesn't really know how to use it yet, but he has a basic understanding on how to create one. Naruto demands Goku teach him how to do it, which Goku agrees to do, seeing no reason not to. Goku and Naruto begin trying to learn how to use ki together. For Goku it's quite easy, however for Naruto it's a different case entirely. He struggles immensely, even though he's seemingly doing the same thing Goku is. He can tell it isn't impossible per se to learn it, however, to do it is just extremely difficult. During one of these training exercises, Jiraiya arrives, telling Naruto that he's taking him to go and find the new Hokage. Naruto asks if Goku can come along, and seeing no reason as to why not, Jiraiya agrees. While looking for Tsunade, Jiraiya begins to teach both boys the Rasengan. Even though Goku doesn't have chakra, he's seemingly getting the basics down with ki alone. Like in canon, Naruto and Goku run to Kisame and Itachi, where Sasuke arrives, gets bodied, Jiraiya arrives, and scares the Akatsuki members off. Having Goku there doesn't really do much to change that, unfortunately. When running into Tsunade, having Goku there doesn't change much, at least not initially. Naruto still challenges Tsunade to a fight, where she bodies him, and they make their bet. While this goes on, Goku gets bored and begins to look around. He sees the buildings and the stars and the moon. Goku begins to grow bigger and bigger, fur growing over his body as he towers over everyone else. Jiraiya grabs Naruto and leaps backwards with Shizune not far behind. Tsunade stands her ground, however, amused at the beast's appearance. In one punch, she easily takes him down to the count, asking Jiraiya what they should do with him. She doesn't really want to kill him, but if she must. Naruto is really confused at what happened, stating that he and Goku have looked at the moon before and that didn't happen. He puts two and two together, and for once he's smart and realizes that it must be his tail, telling Tsunade to rip it out. She does so, and sure enough, Goku reverts back to his base. Jiraiya flips the naked Goku over and places a seal on where his tailbone is, permanently stopping the growth of a tail for the foreseeable future. The next day, Goku wakes up wearing different clothing, asking what happened. They don't have an answer, so they tell him that he passed out, which Goku accepts. And with that, he goes back to training. In the Rasengan training, surprisingly enough, Goku actually learns it twice as fast as Naruto. However, it clearly has some differences. Firstly, it's made of ki, but also it's unstable. Goku holds it in two hands, but the ball doesn't seemingly remain in the same shape. It usually fires off forward, doing more damage than if he used it as a melee weapon. Jiraiya tells Goku that while this technique shares some similarities with the Rasengan, it definitely isn't that, and Goku should think of a different name for the technique entirely. Goku spends the next couple of days brainstorming a name with no luck. When he sees a turtle walk past him, he gets a stroke of inspiration though. Again, like in canon, Jiraiya gets drugged, and the gang all rush off to help Tsunade. They find Kabuto, and both Naruto and Goku battle him together. Most of his medical jutsu wouldn't work on Goku due to not possessing chakra, however I'm pretty sure the scalpel would. He ends up stabbing Naruto's hand, where Naruto ends up creating his Rasengan. From afar, Goku also begins charging up his newly named Kamehameha, and the duo use their attack in unison on Kabuto, which would actually knock him out this time. The rest of the arc plays out very similar to canon, ultimately leading to Tsunade coming back to the Leaf and becoming the Hokage. Sasuke would end up joining the Sound Four and fleeing the Leaf Village, with a Sasuke retrieval team needing to be formed. Naturally, Shikamaru would think of asking Goku to join, and finds him having an eating contest with Choji. They both join the team, as well as Kibra, Neji, and Naruto, and everyone heads off as fast as possible to stop Sasuke. When Jirobo jumps him and catches him in that Earth Dome, Goku asks what's happening to everyone else. Since Jirobo can't take his chakra, since he doesn't have any to begin with, Goku isn't feeling the effects of the jutsu. So Shikamaru asks Goku to break them out, and he fires a Kamehameha, blowing up a good chunk that allows them freedom. Choji would stay behind to fight with Jirobo, and everyone moves on. Like in canon, Neji fights Kidomaru, and Kiba fights Sakon and Ukon. When coming up against Tayuya though, Goku says that he'll stay behind and fight her. Although Naruto wants to protest, Shikamaru tells them they need to go, and so they move along. Shikamaru tells Naruto that Goku knew he was the only one who could fight her, since she primarily uses Genjutsu, and that can't affect Goku. Against Tayuya, Goku would get a really good match. With the golems as strong as they are, Goku would enjoy the challenge in fighting them. Since Tayuya has to manly control them all, it poses a challenge against the Monkey Boy due to his martial arts prowess. So I'm sure using his ki, Goku would be able to destroy them all. He grabs his Noibo and rushes at Tayuya, who enters the second stage of her curse mark, blocking his staff with her flute. She knows that she can't beat Goku at raw power, so she tries to flee. However, a gust of sharp wind slashes her and pushes her back down. Tamari stands there with a cocky grin on her face as Goku unleashes a massive Kamehameha, blowing up the Sound 4 member. Against Kimimaro, Shikamaru would hang back and tells Naruto to go ahead. Using his brain, he begins to figure out how Kimimaru's Kekkei Genkai works and begins to dissect it. Eventually, he rushes at Kimimaru, who stabs Shikamaru through the hip with a bone. This is what he wanted, as he grabs a kunai and stabs under the bone, getting some good damage in. Since the bone is on the outside, there is very little protection there. Lee would show up and assist Shikamaru, since he can properly put this plan to use. Drunk Lee can't though, since he's drunk, but the amping power he gets from that would counteract it. I'm sure it'd lead to Kimimaru entering the second stage earlier, and dying not long after Gaara arrives. The rest of the arc would play out like normal, with Jiraiya telling Naruto they're off on a training trip. He asks if Goku can come along, but Jiraiya tells him no, not this time. This really upsets Naruto, so he decides to go and talk with Goku about it. He tells Goku that he doesn't want to leave. He'd rather stay and train with him, become strong that way. Seeing through this lie though, Goku tells Naruto that he needs to go. He can go and get strong so they can fight when he gets back. Goku then holds out his fist, and the duo fist bump, leading to the end of part 1. And that's all over here. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment below. What's happening in the next episode. Yes, I cited the ancient ritual. Hi, Ascended. But also, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this What If as a whole. It hasn't really changed much in the grand scheme of things, but in Shippuden it will. And yeah, bye!